today is March 31st, and it marks the first Farm Workers Day in California and many other states. Now, this is a rename from the former Cesar Chavez Day. Recently, there was a New York Times article that came out. It's a report that's been investigated since 2021, so it's been an ongoing investigation for 5 years. This investigation started in 2021. They interviewed over 60 people, went through so many files and emails, right? They even spoke to people from within his own family, like his own circle, and even did paternity tests through 23andMe to corroborate the stories that are coming out.
That's interesting because doing an investigation for so long, I wonder what even tipped them off to even want to start investigating that. Like, they had to have known something was going to be there. They were going to find something.
Well, I feel like this has kind of been like, we've always heard things, or we've heard things of Cesar Chavez for years and years and years. His personal opinions on immigrants, and I like where there's smoke, there's fire. So I think it feels very fast because the story broke and then our whole world changed. But exactly, I think this is something that in the Latino community, especially on this side, you have heard of little stories here and there. So I think it's been a long buildup.
So it's also like affecting, though, not even just Latinos, because they're changing names in places. They're they're taking out statues. It's costing money. Like, there's a lot of things that are happening now, like in the future.
So that's a good question. What does this mean for the community now? Because like even just here growing up in LA, there's Cesar Chavez Street, Boulevard. There's Cesar Chavez schools named after him. There's tons of murals. So how do we move forward now knowing who Cesar Chavez was and like what he did? A lot of the schools that are named after him, there's a school in Phoenix who is stripping the name, who doesn't want to be associated with Cesar Chavez, and rightfully so. But what does that mean for the school? Renaming that single high school in Phoenix is estimated to cost $2.3 million because they have to change everything. I mean, all the signage around the school.
That's like uniforms. Even like, do the parents have to purchase like new uniforms? Which I understand, by the way. Like, there's two sides, right? Like, most of it, yes, we want it changed, I would assume.
But then you think about like the human level of like,
exactly.
Do I want to put that money somewhere closer, like to the children that can't afford lunch and all of these? It's a hard.
But then the other side of that is like, should we still be honoring this person that we know is not honorable in many regards? So it's tough. $2.3 million.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's crazy.
School lunch for how many years? That's uniforms for how many students?
And that's just on the level of like families and how it maybe affects us. On that level. But you're thinking of also something like a whole entire movement who has benefited farm workers in the United States. And especially at a time right now where they're being attacked and they're already feeling down and scared to go to work, to have to go through this on top of that at this time is extremely, extremely unfortunate. And there's a lot of conspiracy theorists that think that this article was funded and pushed by, a certain agenda to help facilitate us having a mind frame for those farm workers and for immigrants.
And also to get our mind off of other things.
And to get our mind of other things.
We all stop talking about the Epstein files.
Epstein files. Can we please?
Absolutely.
Let's keep talking about the Epstein files.
If we're going to talk about the Epstein files, let's talk about the fact of whoever is taking action so fast. And so I believe absolutely, Cesar Chavez is not here to defend himself. He has passed on. I understand that. I get you're not guilty until proven in a court of law. But kudos to whoever is running the parts of these departments that are saying this is wrong. What this person did is wrong. And even
community.
Though they stand for a lot of the things that we believe in, they need to be accountable. And hopefully the rest of the world and the United States and people in power can also be held accountable in the same way with a quick action as this is happening.
And also, like, he wasn't that, like, he would speak bad about other people, correct? Like,
he did.
On his people.
Like, on his people, but like also like other Latinos that were not even like Mexican.
Right. He was very forward speaking for Mexican Americans, not so much specifically for immigrant workers.